warmest of welcomes to you indeed to the sport of artistic gymnastics at the Dong'an Lake Sports Park Multi-Purpose Gymnasium and Chengdu 2021. You're watching the 31st Summer World University Games and this spectacular arena hosting the artistic gymnastics competition. The men's team final took place yesterday, a history-making moment for the People's Republic of China. They won their first ever World University Games team title. They beat Japan, the team that nobody beats at the World University Games. The 11-time champions were defeated in a great contest as well. And now it's the turn of the women. Across a full day of competition, we have 3 subdivisions to bring you. Will the People's Republic of China win the women's team title as well and make it a double? Will it be somebody else? Will it be Japan, Spain, Germany, Chinese Taipei, Finland, the Republic of Korea? We have 7 teams. Welcome to Subdivision 1 of women's qualification. We don't have any teams that are putting up a full roster in this particular subdivision, so this is an individual qualification for the all-around and apparatus finals. A mixed group of gymnasts, 2 mixed groups of gymnasts, and we also have 3 from Slovenia, but as I said, only 2 of those will be doing all 4 pieces. So here they are, these are the contenders waiting to come out onto the field of play, waiting to take to the competition floor some veterans of the World University Games, some newcomers. It's great to have them all here, and it's great to have you here as well. Wherever in the world you're watching the action from, welcome to Chengdu 2021. Welcome to Sichuan province, this beautiful part of the People's Republic of China, the home of the giant panda, and a place with a history dating back to at least the 4th century BC when it was the capital of the Shu Kingdom. A remarkable history, and now it's time to make history here in the sport of artistic gymnastics at the World University Games. My name's Ollie Hogben, and I'll be talking you through all of the sessions today, all 3 subdivisions. Great job done with the sports presentation here. It's a lovely arena, purpose-built in this new part of Chengdu. The arena looks absolutely terrific, and it is time to meet the competitors. Fans of all ages gathered here, and whatever time of day or night you're watching from, wherever in the world you call home, great to have you as part of the audience for the 31st Summer World University Games. If you're hoping for a quick resolution to this team final, I'm afraid you're not going to be in luck, because this is a full day long affair. We are about 12 hours away from knowing who has won the women's team title. 3 subdivisions with a couple of hours break in between each one. But if yesterday and the day before is anything to go by, it will be worth being glued to. There will be some thoroughly dramatic competition. This is one of the great gymnastics nations in the world. Knowledgeable fans come to enjoy the sport, and they're in for a very enjoyable session now. We'll be welcoming gymnasts from Austria, the Czech Republic, South Africa, Sri Lanka, Slovakia, Turkey, Australia, Latvia, the Netherlands, Uzbekistan and Slovenia. The gymnasts are divided into 2 groups, just for logistical purposes. Here is the first group of gymnasts, a mixed group. Big beaming smile from Barbara Mokosheva, university graduate and highly accomplished World Cup performer, European Championship medalist. We have Amaya Situmini from Sri Lanka, Commonwealth Games gymnast. Dominika Ponižilova of the Czech Republic, national championship silver medalist this year. We have from Turkey, Ilayda Şahin and Bilge Tarhan. Bilge Tarhan, the finalist at the European Championships. From South Africa, Tamsin Besit and Lisa Conradi, both decorated medalists at national level. Barbara Mokosheva of Slovakia, European Championship medalist in 2020. And Bianca Frizak of Austria, who has just won the all-around title at the national championships. Those of you who watched the Commonwealth Games in Birmingham last year will remember Amaya Sitomini. Those of you who've been watching gymnastics for a long time will know very well Bianca Frizak and Barbara Mokosheva, very experienced competitors. So we have gymnasts ranging from age 19 through to 26. And here is the second mixed group of competitors. Amanda Edwards from Australia, graduate of nursing. Gulnaz Jumabekova of Uzbekistan, team champion at the South Central Asian Championships. Arina Olyenova of Latvia, who's competed at the European Championships on several occasions. Very experienced Tisha Vullerman of the Netherlands, European Championship medalist. And they're the three gymnasts from Slovenia: Laura Krunjac, Sarah King and Meta Kuneva. And the Slovenian gymnasts are so accomplished in their academic lives as well. This is, after all, a World University Games. It is the bringing together of that which is sporting and that which is academic. And we'll be discussing a lot of the gymnasts' academic lives. And I tell you what, those Slovenians, they are mighty impressive. Laura Krunjac will only be competing on the uneven bars. Sarah King and Meta Kuneva will be performing in all-round qualification. Two mixed groups of gymnasts, along with three from Slovenia. As mentioned earlier, the Slovenians will not be competing as a team, though, because they're only putting two gymnasts up across all of the pieces. Welcome wherever in the world you're watching the action from. It's great to have your company for the artistic gymnastics at the World University Games in Japan. So the first group will begin on vault. The second group will begin on the uneven bars. And across all of the subdivisions, we will have just the two groups working around the apparatus. In the team components that are coming later on in the next two subdivisions, there'll be two teams paired. So we'll have four teams in each of the subdivisions. Argentina, regrettably, not able to enter a full team due to the recent injury for Ciro Macias, so consequently they will only have two gymnasts in their team competition, much like the Slovenians. The rules of the team competition are that you can have 5 in your team as a maximum. You can only have 3 if you wish. 4 can compete in each rotation. Only 3 scores will count. Some gymnasts, like Tisha Vullerman of the Netherlands, are working as individuals, and they are aiming for the 18-strong all-around final. And we also have apparatus qualification going on, where the top 8 will make it through. I'm sure this is very familiar information to many of you watching, but those of you who are newer to watching artistic gymnastics, it's good to have the occasional reminder of exactly what it is that we are scrutinising here in this session of qualification. There is Dominika Ponižilova of the Czech Republic from Brno, the second city in the country, which is based in Prague. Last time for contemplation for all of these athletes. Most of them will be doing all four pieces. Barbara Mokosheva will only be doing the uneven bars and the balance beam. No surprise to those of you who know her well. She's a tremendous performer on both of those, particularly the uneven bars at World Cup level this season. And in the second group, Lara Kruniac will just be on the uneven bars. No surprise that the two gymnasts from Turkey will be vaulting twice. Bilge Tarhan, who we're looking at there, was a finalist at the European Championships. Tisha Volleman will be aiming high on the uneven bars. She's been a medalist at national championship level and at World Cup level. We are just a matter of moments away from beginning the first subdivision of women's artistic gymnastics at Chengdu 2021, the World University Games. The delayed games, but it's been worth the wait. It's a splendid arena. The quality of competition has been excellent. Enormously entertaining, the men's team final. It was gripping stuff for 2 whole days. And huge congratulations to the Republic of Korea, who took the bronze medal, to Japan, who took the silver medal, and to the host nation, the People's Republic of China, who won the men's team gold. Now we begin this women's competition. The first of 4 rotations about to get underway. Gymnasts from Austria, the Czech Republic, South Africa, Sri Lanka, Slovakia, Turkey, Australia, Latvia, the Netherlands, Uzbekistan and Slovenia. And they will all be vying for places in the all-around and apparatus finals. An all-important moment of visualization before the competition begins. She's very experienced, this gymnast. Has already competed at a multi-sport games, at the Commonwealth Games, a massive competition. The gymnast we just saw there, Elida Shahin, has competed at the Mediterranean Games. It's time to begin. We welcome Amaya Situmini of Sri Lanka, a student in the Department of Sports Science at the University of Sri Jayawardenepura, or USJ. Does well to stabilise that landing. Pike Sukahara vault from Amaya Situmini. USJ is one of the oldest universities here. It was founded in 1873. The pike position is not hugely acute. Might be a deduction for that, and there certainly will be from a landing perspective. But she showed real strength just to hold on to that. Now over to the uneven bars. 18-year-old Gulnaz Jumabekova from the Uzbek State University of Physical Culture and Sports. Little loss of the form in the bail to build the swing back up. Very important to get fully up to handstand. I think she was a little shy of that. But the dismount is good from Gulnaz Jumabekova. The Uzbek State University of Physical Culture and Sport was granted its university status in 2018, a very special moment for an institution that has a history going back several decades, and it is a place where lots of undergraduates are based when they are also elite athletes. Well managed dismount from the 18-year-old from Karakol, Pakistan, which is the northwest of Uzbekistan. Well known at World Cup level. We are awaiting the score for Amaya Sitomini. She was part of the Sri Lanka team that finished 8th at the Birmingham Commonwealth Games and the Gold Coast Games. So she's one of the athletes here, Amaya Sitomini, who knows very well what it is like to be in a multi-sport environment. And the score is 11.166 for her right to Tsukahara. This is Dominika Ponizhilova from the Thomas Bata University. Higher degree of difficulty from anything that we have seen already. Layout Tsukahara full. So back layout with a full twist from Dominika Ponizhilova. He has competed at a multi-sport games, the European Games in 2019. She was the backup for Aneta Holosova at the Olympic Games as well. Ponizhilova will be vaulting twice, looking for a place in the vault final. And I must tell you that there is an absolutely massive crowd here to watch this, by the way. It really is well attended. 13.2 for Dominika Ponizhilova. Now her second vault. Well, she's performed nicely. Some good vaulting from Dominika Ponizhilova. Secure start to her competition. Come back to that in a moment. 10.033 for Gulnaz Jumabekova of Uzbekistan. So this from Ponizhilova, the handspring front tuck half. So experienced. The European Championships in Turkey were the 5th time that she had competed at that level. From the Haas University of Applied Sciences, Tisha Vullerman, the Dutch gymnast, fascinating individual. She's studying food innovation. She works as a personal chef as well as competing as an elite gymnast, and she is very strong on the uneven bars. Back salto, and then the transition worked nicely into the Ginger. Jaeger somersault, performed well. Well managed bail. All looking good, this from Tisha Vullerman. Nice dismount, good performance. Very nice from the 23-year-old from Eindhoven. She competed at her 5th World Championships in Liverpool. 12.533 for the second vault for Ponizhilova. 12.866 the average. So just to perform a little housekeeping in case you're new to this, the first vault is the one that contributes to the all-around qualification process. As we have a look back at this back salto into the classical Shaposhnikova and then the Ginger somersault. Big attack of the straddle Jaeger too. Did go nicely into the handstand. So important in these uneven bars routines that the gymnast hits that handstand position. Too much deviation from it, and the execution deductions are really rather colossal. The Haas University of Applied Sciences is in Den Bosch. It's just celebrated its 75th anniversary, specialises in food, agriculture, horticulture, nature and the environment. Actually offers 3 degree paths in the English language, 9 degrees in Dutch. And she is so knowledgeable, Tisha Vullerman, about food. She loves to be creative as a chef. 13.233 is her score. That is quite comfortably the strongest that we've seen so far on the uneven bars. Amanda Edwards scored a 10.666 and Irina Olyenova a 9.066, along with that performance that we saw from Gulnaz Jumabekova. Back to the vaulting table. A gymnast who really specialises in this apparatus. Powerful and effective vaulter. And we will see higher difficulty with this first vault than we've seen for a couple of the gymnasts so far. Watching on, Maya Sidomini. We're having some delays with the vault scoring at the moment. It does seem to be working a little slowly. Elida Shahin has completed her vaults. Yes, there we go. We're at the leaning over the shoulder and jabbing around at a mouth stage, which is was the least favourite moment for anyone to witness at a gymnastics competition. We haven't yet got to the jiggling the laptop around stage and pulling out cables and putting them back in again, so we're only at, I would say, stage 2 of concern. Bilge Ceyhan of Bolu University. She is from that region of northwest Turkey. And that's well executed. Full twisting Yurchenko from Bilge Ceyhan. You'd expect from somebody who made it all the way to the European Championship final, a quality vault to begin. Trying to get the heels together and keep the body straight so it doesn't pike too much. Big cheer from Elida Shahin watching on. She's become so much stronger as a gymnast in the last few years. Won her first World Challenge Cup medal last year, a silver at home in Mersin. And she's made a couple of vault finals at World Cup and World Challenge Cup level this year. I can tell you that Elida Shahin scored an average of 12.083 for her 2 vaults. Ponizhilova before 12.866. 12.966 the first vault for Bilge Ceyhan. That's her all-around vault. And now we look at one to help her get into the vault final. Well, she has performed well to secure vaults from Bilge Ceyhan. Again, it's never any great surprise. Look back at this performance from Bilge Ceyhan. Gets into the pike position, gets the body around for the half twist. You get the additional 2/10 if you put the half twist in to the handspring front pike vault, making it a 4.0. So now we have the remaining gymnasts. They're warming up on vault and over on the uneven bar. This is where we'll see the Slovenian team. As I mentioned earlier, they will not be putting up 3 gymnasts as far as we anticipate, as far as we've been told, on all apparatus, though we did have some surprises from the Croatian men's team in the team final. 12.6, an average of 12.783 for Bilge Ceyhan. That's just behind Ponizhilova. They had ultimately the same combined degree of difficulty. Just a little stronger in the execution, the Czech gymnast. Bianca Frizak will be one of the gymnasts vaulting. 6 times a national champion, very impressive accomplishment. And how lovely it was to see Bianca Frizak back as the Austrian all-around national champion this year, the first time she'd won it since her inaugural title in 2014. Lara Krnjac, specialist on the uneven bars, will be performing in a moment for the Slovenians. A couple of very impressive young athletes from South Africa. Academically so strong. Tamsin Bessett, a biological scientist. Both of them, Tamsin Bessett and Lisa Comrade, attend extremely prestigious universities in South Africa, a country with a great university tradition. On the subject of people who attend impressive and illustrious universities, you have Bianca Friesack, who's at Innsbruck, third largest university in Austria. Crowd absolutely loving just the warm-ups. It's really lovely to see how they've got themselves into this session. There's Lisa Comrade, the other gymnast from South Africa. About 6 months younger than Tamsin Bessett. She's 19. And she attends the very well-known University of Pretoria. Number patched up, courtesy of Bessett. Lisa Comrade of the University of Pretoria. And she started well. Gymnast who competed at the Youth Olympic Games. Pretty steady coming out of the pike position. Good central line. One backward step. Performed nicely by the university student from Pretoria. University of Pretoria has a massive output of research and doctoral degrees, more doctoral degrees awarded there than anywhere else in South Africa. South Africa delegation watching on. We had Ruan Langer competing in the men's competition. 11.766.
Come on, Tam, you've got this. Full out.
Tamsin Bessett from Wits University. Another nice vault. Good work from the South Africans. Bessett is a third-year biological scientist at Wits, or the University of the Witwatersrand in Johannesburg. University that was actually attended by Nelson Mandela. Working hard to try to get that pike position as acute as possible. Sarah King of Slovenia. She has just finished her master's degree at Westchester University. She now will be going to Oregon State, moving to the Pacific Northwest from the East Coast, where she'll be a doctoral candidate. Working hard to keep the swingfulness going. Building up for a nice double tuck to dismount. Sarah King of Slovenia, grew up in Maribor. Moved there when she was 8, lived there for about 10 years, but a lot of time spent in the USA, particularly for her university studies. Tamsin Bessett, 11.7. And we go next to an experienced gymnast from Vienna. From the University of Innsbruck, Austria's Bianca Frisak. She's been in Innsbruck since 2018. Born in Vienna. Oh, she got there just about with a little break in form at the start of the full twisting, Yurchenko, as the flight phase began. She has one semester left of a sports management degree. Did well to get the legs back into a more cohesive position for the landing. But there will be quite a few deductions for the leg separation in flight. Huge congratulations to her for her recent win at the National Championships. Also won the uneven bars title. University of Innsbruck, founded in October of 1669. It is one of the older universities here. Although we did have a gymnast yesterday who it's impossible to beat. That's because he attends the University of Bologna. And if you attend the University of Bologna, you attend the university that actually created the word university. 12.7 for Bianca Frisak.
Ja, dat zijn de wetten.
Gymnast in question, by the way, Niccolo Vanucchi of Italy. Mette Kuneva scored 9.8 on the uneven bars before the performance from King, and we'll have Laura Kruniats next. Really is a remarkably accomplished academic, Sarah King. 10.333. Now to a specialist on this piece who's only going for uneven bars success, won't be participating in the all-around as far as we have been told. From the new university, opened in 2017, an undergraduate in European law, Laura Kruniats of Slovenia. Lovely moment where you have the opportunity to say that a specialist in the uneven bars has been called to the bars before she's called to the bar. Lost the leg form but worked hard to get it back. Now she goes into the straddle Jaeger somersault, good amplitude. It's well held. Good recovery, just having to battle a little through it and dismounts well. Now the Kruniats of Slovenia, supported by Sarah King and Mette Kuneva, her teammates. Hugely principled young woman. She is very involved in animal rights. She is a vegan. And she has competed at a multi-sport games before at the European Youth Olympic Festival. Won the uneven bars title at a very important competition in Slovenia called the Salomonov Memorial in June. That was in the city of Maribor. Laura Kruniats from Ljubljana, the capital city. Famously a beautiful city. certainly one of those tourist destinations that everybody who goes to Slovenia comes back and says you've got to do it. You've got to drive through some of its cities and experience its architecture, its old towns, its famous hospitality. And that has brought us to the concluding point of the first rotation. Just waiting for the score to come in for Lara Cunyac, but we are essentially there. And time to move on to the second of 4 rotations. The 1/4 mark has been reached in the competition for all of these gymnasts. Let's have a look back at some of the other moments in this rotation. This is Alayda Shahin of Ege University, the University of the Aegean in Turkey, attended by many of the national team gymnasts, very prestigious university. And a good vault from her take on the full twist in Yurchenko. That scored her 12.8. This was the second vault. Piped Sukahara from Alayda Shahin, 11.966 for an average of 12.083. Lara Cunyac has done a couple of World Cup events. She performed on the uneven bars in Osijek in Croatia early this year. Her score 11.833. That is the second best score on the uneven bars of the opening rotation. So Slovenia does have a team total for the first round, 31.966. Slovenia convincingly in the gold medal position. There's a little while to go though. We do have 2 more subdivisions to come. But if you are a fan of Slovenia, worth taking a photograph of the screen. Yes, still to come today. We've got Spain, Germany, People's Republic of China, Chinese Taipei, Japan, Finland and the Republic of Korea. Now we're into rotation number 2. These are the gymnasts who will be on the uneven bars. Particularly we'll be watching out for Barbara Mokosheva over on the balance beam. These are the gymnasts in the first half of the rotation. Oljenova of Latvia warming up. She won a bronze medal on the beam at a competition called the Tiger Cup in Riga very recently. Something was buzzing around Lisa Comradi there, I think. Lovely opportunity for the gymnasts just to have a chat to each other. They were doing that at the opening ceremony, meeting athletes from all over the world. Lots of the artistic gymnasts had the opportunity to go to the opening ceremony because of the competition starting a couple of days into the games. The rhythmic gymnasts weren't quite so fortunate because they were called into action very early on. It's one of those things that athletes very much want to go to the opening ceremony, but sometimes not a sensible decision with the amount of competition they've got to do. Amanda Edwards of Australia warming up on the beam. Massive congratulations to her on her recent graduation from Edith Cowan University as a nurse, and she has got double congratulations in store because she has secured a job at the Perth Children's Hospital. She'll be beginning her professional life there very soon. And that's one of those moments that really reminds you of why we're here, why we're doing this event, the World University Games, celebrating elite level sport and elite level academia at the same time. You have in Amanda Edwards somebody who is going to be doing one of the most noble of jobs, working to enrich the lives of unwell children. Gulnaz Jumabekova of Uzbekistan on the balance beam. Just off the line, unfortunately, with the mount. That's a shame. Did well to hold that. The form wasn't quite there in the flight phase, making the trajectory a little awkward. And that was a good hold. Got up in the wolf jump, touch on the tentative side. Really is working hard to stay on and doing well. Side somersault. Just well done. Getting better. Did the free walkover and works low to the apparatus. Just got to watch the timing. Well, that was a display of real determination from Gulnaz Jumabekova. Came off on the mount, got back on, nearly came off a few other times, but held it. Let's have a look back at this performance. It was that loss of form in the air that didn't make it too easy for her. Really holding on with the toenails. Good effort, really good effort. She competed at the Asian Championships earlier this year. She was joint 18th in the all-around competition, having been in the top 20 the year before in Doha. Uzbekistan is a nation that has been seeing some very promising improvements to its artistic and rhythmic gymnastics over the last little while. Get some very nice gymnasts technically coming through from them, some young lads in the men's team who've got really nice form. She has already been a regional champion, winning a title with the team at the South Central Asian Championships the year before last. .1, the score is in for Gulnaz Jumabekova. If you're just joining the action, welcome to Chengdu 2021, to the World University Games. This is the second rotation of the first subdivision in the women's team final and individual qualification. Two groups, largely mixed collection of athletes representing Austria, the Czech Republic, South Africa, Sri Lanka, Slovakia, Turkey, Australia, Latvia, the Netherlands, Uzbekistan and Slovenia. We've got teams to come in 2 busy subdivisions later. And we will know by the end of today who has taken the women's team title at the World University Games. Ilga Tahan on the uneven bars, having started with 12.966 from an all-around perspective with a vault. Pack salto, little late separation. Showing plenty of power though. Oh, really lost her form there, goodness. Well, the landing angle wasn't quite as acute as it looked as though it might have been. Came down on the back, really. And there, I think perhaps the instinct of the gymnast just kicking in to make sure she got out of that as safely as possible. You always worry in a situation like that if the gymnast comes down a little more jackknifed, more on the shoulders. A little concern from Elida Shahin. She's back on. Ilga Tahan. And in the end, a competent layout position to conclude the routine. The 19-year-old from the northwest of Turkey. Her pack salto early on in the routine. Showed lots of power here, building back up into the swing, trying to hit the handstand position as vertically as possible. To let you know that Alina Oljenova of Latvia has scored a 9.266 on the beam, following on from Gulnaz Jumabekova. Two to go for Ilga Tahan. .733 for the gymnast from Turkey. It will be her teammate next on the uneven bars. .21-year-old Elida Shahin from Ege University. She's been the national champion on the uneven bars. Maloney. Salto keeps the legs together. That was well performed. Ooh, then just a little loss of form into handstand. And that just about enabled her to keep her swing going. The double pike dismount from Elida Shahin. Watching on the Turkey team, a couple of the gymnasts that were part of the team that contested the team final on the second day for the men. Actually the first day, I think, the men's team from Turkey. Yes, it was the first day. That was a nice looking pack salto. Quite a acute angle on the height position as well, so strong work from Elada Şahin. Now we'll head back over to the balance beam. From Edith Cowan University, Australia's Amanda Edwards, recent graduate of nursing, and about to begin a most important role at the Perth Children's Hospital. She says she's honoured to be here. I think it's safe to say she performs a very nice side aerial that we are honoured to have her here at the World University Games. So important is her role in society going to be. Nice performance this from Amanda Edwards, really nice. Sense of flair as well about her. She says she's received incredible support from her lecturers and her peers. Oh, that was a little improvisation of Wolf turn, but just went slightly upwards rather than fully horizontal, but she held it well. What a nice performer. Oh, that's really unfortunate. Almost there. Oh. Real matter of millimetres for Amanda Edwards. She's so enjoyable to watch on the beam. Crowd reaction to that performance was really impressive. They enjoyed her sense of style. She has a real sense of style. Elada Şahin, 12.133. Edith Cowan University, the only university in Australia to be named after a woman, the first woman elected to the National Parliament. Well performed. Now this is the Wolf turn where she goes a little high in the squat position, but actually keeps her line well judged. Very secure coming out of the tuck position, a little adjustment, very little. Single layout to finish. The Uniroos, the academic branch of the Australian national team. 11.533, Amanda Edwards. So unfortunate that she came off the apparatus because that was a really good routine. The best chalk holding device that there's ever been in gymnastics. Kuneva. Warming up on the balance beam. Undergraduate in pharmacy at the University of Ljubljana. I just go back to what I was saying about that Slovenian team. You've got a law undergraduate, a pharmaceutical undergraduate, a doctoral candidate in human development and family sciences. And they know their stuff, don't they, those Slovenians? Great to see such diversity academically as well. You have someone like Tisha Vullerman, who's in the creative industries. Lots of the gymnasts like Amaya Sitomini are students of sports science, same for Barbara Mokosheva. And there she is, Barbara Mokosheva, European Championship bronze medalist in 2020 and one of the in-form uneven bars performers in the world this year when it comes to World Cup competition. The second half of the second rotation about to begin. Sarah King from Slovenia. It's not possible to put all of the universities she's attended in one place because it would fill up most of the screen. Graduate of Springfield College in Massachusetts, initially in psychology and art therapy. Recently completed her master's degree at Westchester University and now over at Oregon State. Doctoral candidate in human development and family sciences. She also was the flag bearer for Slovenia at the opening ceremony. Backed up, well performed. Nice landing from Sarah King. Good stability shown on the dismount as she twisted it round. To the uneven bars. Tamsin Bessett of Wits University. Well, Van Leuven was nicely performed, but as she got back up to the high bar, just lost the swing. Over in the handstand position, unfortunately. I mentioned earlier that she's a biological scientist. In May, she took part in the Yebogoga Science Exhibition, aiming to educate people about climate change. She's also in the Biotechnology Entrepreneurial Programme at the university. Oh, and she was just off there. Some nice work on the apparatus from Tamsin Bessett. When it all comes together, it's a compelling routine. Just didn't get the angle right with the toe on Kachev. working out towards the dismount. Tamsin Bessett of South Africa, lovely height. What a nice dismount from the 20-year-old. All of the components are there. Shame that she just couldn't quite stay on throughout the routine, but the individual pieces make a very good picture. 11.633 for Sarah King.
Meter. Ja.
We just look back at this performance from Tamsin Bessett. Wasn't that nice? Good to see some full twisting work. But she really gets amplitude into the double tuck. Strong finish. From a university that was opened in 1922, 101 years ago. University of the Witwatersrand. Waiting in the wings, the other gymnasts performing on the uneven bars, such as Bessett's teammate Lisa Conradi. .9 for Tamsin Bessett. To a performer who really knows her way around this piece. Graduate of the Comenius University of Bratislava in 2020, but eligible for these games due to the change criteria after the postponement of them. Barbara Mokosheva of Slovakia, in-form performer on the uneven bars this year. Nice back salto, Van Leuven after an earlier Maloney. Very purposeful. Piked catch it, but piked Jaeger, I should say, well executed. And lovely double tuck, very good from Barbara Mokosheva of Slovakia. Comenius University, founded in 1919, named after a 17th century Czech educator and philosopher. And she's been providing a lot of education to those watching World Cup events on how uneven bars is to be performed this season. 4 medals in a row in World Cup competition. Did have a form break as she added in the half turn to the Maloney, making it the Van Leuven. That was her piked Jaeger, good pike position. Right up into the rafters for the double tuck. No issues with the angle of attack at all. Competed at her 10th European Championships earlier this year. She has been a medalist at continental level. Much respected gymnast out there among her fellow elite athletes. We'll be taking to the balance beam next, just doing 2 pieces here. And along with her many other accomplishments, Barbara Mokosheva, a 2-time Olympian. Competed in Rio and Tokyo. 13.333. The score for Barbara Mokosheva. And I can tell you that that is the finest score that we've seen on the uneven bars so far, by a single tenth better than Tisha Fullerman. Bianca Friesack of the University of Innsbruck, reigning national champion on the uneven bars. Maloney with purpose. Hack salto, maybe lost a little toe point. Van Leeuwen, nice keeping the heels quite close together. Setting up for the Jaeger in straddle position. Just losing a little angle, but still dismounting well. Strong performance from Bianca Frisak of Vienna and the University of Innsbruck. She is a gymnast of extraordinary determination and commitment. And we're very close to the end of the second rotation. This is the halfway point of Bianca Frisak's competition after she started with a 12.7 on vault. Look back at the straddle Jaeger. The double tuck to conclude.
English switch because eigenlijk alle drie mensen dit worden kapselen.
One more gymnast to come on the uneven bars in this rotation. First we need the score for Bianca Frisak. And let's just remind ourselves of the performance from the experienced Austrian. .466. So still, Mokosheva remains the best that we've seen on the uneven bars. The University of Pretoria's Lisa Conradi, representing South Africa. One of the most difficult universities to get into in the country. Pint Jaeger. Building up the power nicely. A little shy of handstand. And dismounting with clarity. The 19-year-old. She has been a junior African champion on the uneven bars. Made the bars final at the National Championships earlier this year. Gymnast from a university with a 115-year history that all started as 32 students in a Victorian house. Now the University of Pretoria has grown. Stands invested, Lisa already waiting for the latter score, and then we'll move round for the second half of the competition. glancing up at the massive scoreboard that's in the centre of this very well-constructed space, the Dong'an Lake Sports Park Multi-Purpose Gymnasium. 10.9 for Lisa Conradi. A look at Tisha Volleman on the balance beam in the previous rotation. Started well. It was a good beginning to her competition before this on the uneven bars, 13.233. Really managed the turns well, lots of rotation. Nice moment where the legs go into the classical attitude devant position from ballet. Good performance at 12.233, Tisha Volleman, and has her as the leader in the all-around qualification process at the moment. So Slovenia just entering the 2 scores, as I mentioned earlier, not 3 in this particular rotation. And they will move on to floor next. This brings us to the second half of the first subdivision. Rotation number 3, Maya Sitomini from Colombo in Sri Lanka, preparing to take to the balance beam. On the floor, it'll all begin with the gymnast that you're looking at there, Irina Olyenova. Australian Amanda Edwards. The Australian men's team took part in the team competition yesterday. Just the one representative on the women's side of things. But the teams we are going to see later are Spain, Germany, the People's Republic of China, Chinese Taipei, Japan, Finland and the Republic of Korea. We will also have a couple of gymnasts from Argentina who we were expecting to have a full team from, but regrettably they had an injury withdrawal not long before the start of the championship, so just 2 athletes from the South American nation will be competing. From Daugavpils University in Latvia, Irina Olyenova on floor. Oljenova of Latvia. The 18-year-old who's competed at 3 European Championships. Good performance from her as well. Based in Daugavpils, where she trains at the Olympic Centre and also attends university. Won a silver medal with this performance at the competition I mentioned earlier in Riga, the Tiger Cup. Slightly low in the landing position, but steady in the feet. Minimised it just to 1 step forwards. Great thrill for these athletes to be representing their countries, also their universities. It's a unique feature of the FISU Games. We go now to Bilge Tahan. Nice, powerful tuck position, well judged, getting the angle right. Less so that time, coming out of the layout. Conclusion of its routine, Bilge Tahan of Turkey, and concluding it well with a good dismount. Oljenova, 11.033. Small deviation from the true line for Bilge Tahan, hence coming off. She got back on, attacked the rest of the routine with the sort of ferocity you'd expect from her. Already a very experienced gymnast despite being only 19.
Sakatlandıktan sonra bir de ara verdi, biraz daha zorlanıyor ama temiz, her gün şey yapacağım işte, ya gelir normal bu sene rutin yapsın şöyle düşmeden, böyle hiç olmazsa böyle bir sene
klasik bir seri yapmayı düşünüyorum artık orada onu. Ya yarışta tam bir çıktı çıktı.
11.6 Bilge Tahan score. That after a 9.733 on the uneven bars at 12.966 on vault. So in the early stages here of rotation number 3. Split warm-up system in operation. And it will remain thus for the other 2 subdivisions that are coming up later in the day. Subdivision 2 begins at 3 o'clock Chengdu time, and the final subdivision is at 7 p.m. The wait is happening on 4 for the score for Tisha Volleman. Bring you an update on that as soon as I have it. That is 3 of her 4 performances completed. It is Amanda Edwards who's waiting to go. So nearly got it spot on beam. And that's the reason for the delay. You might see quite a lot of the local staff here, and indeed many of the wider staff have got a particularly stylish pin badge. It's the one with the panda on it. There's lots of panda merchandise around these games because we are in the place that really is the, even for the Chinese, the home of the giant panda, because the research centre and breeding centre is here. That's why the mascot is a giant panda. And I did have the pleasure of visiting the panda sanctuary some years ago when I was first in Chengdu. It is an absolutely delightful experience. And it's led to some rather stylishly created pin badges that everybody's very keen to get. I always advise caution when it comes to a collection of pin badges, because once you start you'll never be able to stop. Dominika Ponižilova of the Czech Republic. Performing on the beam. She mounts nicely. Sizable adjustment, but stays on. Performing well so far. Now, can she keep the stability in the wolf turns? Oh no, she can't. Such a difficult skill. Side Somi back on track now. And the dismount good as well. Just that one moment for Dominika Ponižilova. She's also, along with her university studies in a more conventional sense, studied at the Victoria University Sports Centre run by the Ministry of Education, Youth and Sports. Really set up to allow athletes to train in state-of-the-art conditions, but also to be educated. Now we've had a bit of a delay on floor, but we're back on track. It took a while to get a score for Tisha Volleman. Amanda Edwards from Edith Cowan University in Australia. Stylish performer. This should be enjoyable. The Australian Amanda Edwards, 22, from Kalgoorlie, a city about 400 miles from Perth at the end of the Great Eastern Highway in the west of Australia. A gymnast who's been a joy to watch at these World University Games. 11.8, Dominika Ponizhilova.
Sorry for the trouble.
That was nice from Tisha Volleman. Just apologising for that long delay. Such a sense of courtesy and respect among these athletes for each other. She's got nice toe point when she leaps. Very elegant. Struggled with a little of the form in flight in the tumbling passes, but much to enjoy about the performance of Amanda Edwards. Motto of her university, freedom through knowledge, and it is a university that allowed her a lot of flexibility during her undergraduate studies. Very difficult to get a nursing degree, especially being an elite athlete at the same time. 11.866. So that's the strongest score so far from Amanda Edwards. Gulnaz Jumabekova of the Uzbek State University of Physical Culture and Sport. Third performance from her. From Uzbekistan, Gulnaz Jumabekova. 3/4 of the way through her all-around qualification campaign, and an undergraduate at the university that hosts most of Uzbekistan's elite athletes. A very interesting university it is too. It's got 8 different physical education departments, has a whole section devoted to Paralympic sport. It's probably the only university in the world with a faculty of wrestling. Trying to get into there must be a lot to grapple with. Definitely a performer who's become more expressive over the last couple of years, more confident as she started to compete more internationally. On the balance beam now in the second half of rotation number 3, we'll see Barbara Mokosheva. Top performer on the uneven bars, no surprise there. Slovenia will compete on floor, just the 2 gymnasts, Kuneva and Sarah King. Marina Olyenova has completed her 3rd rotation. She's waiting to head to vault now. The Austrian Bianca Friesack so far has looked pretty steady. Her university particularly famous for its management and business degrees. 11.366, Gulnaz Jumabekova. Congratulations to her, because that is easily the best score that she's produced so far. So going into the competition. It's a huge occasion for these athletes. I mean, look at the size of the arena, look at the size of the crowd. A very respectful crowd. But they are a large crowd, and it's a big building. There are a few specially designated areas for the volunteers to sit in as well, which is a good thing because the volunteers have been excellent at these World University Games. So many volunteers. The vast majority of them are university students, either undergraduate or postgraduate. Chengdu itself has a large number of very high quality universities. There's a real commitment here to getting the undergraduates involved. It has universities like Sichuan University, Chengdu University of Technology, and the University of Electronic Science and Technological University of China. Barbara Mokosheva from the Comenius University of Bratislava. Wasting no time, quick, confident, poised and composed. She's so good at rescuing a little loss of stability. All those years of experience. Nice aerial. all-around from Barbara Mokosheva of Slovakia. Two very nice routines. Austrian coaching team enjoying it as well, as did Bianca Fruzak. If you've been watching the World Cup events over the last several months, you'll know to expect composure and quality from Barbara Mokosheva. She looks a gymnast who's in perhaps the form of her life, and perhaps is enjoying her gymnastics more than ever. It's one of the things that you notice about Barbara Mokosheva when she's out there competing. She spends so much time just chuckling away, smiling, looking as though she's relishing every opportunity. She's so comfortable being in the spotlight, being in a big competition. And if you're performing as well as she performs, then you will be comfortable. .433. Barbara Mokosheva of Slovakia. That's the best score we've had so far on beam. So Mokosheva has posted the best score on the uneven bars and the best score on beam. That is a job well done for her. Lots still to come, but she has completed this phase of her competition. And now we'll just wait until the end of the day to see if she'll be returning for any of the finals that are taking place on the last day, the apparatus finals, in 2 days' time. Tomorrow we have both of the all-around finals. Slovenia's Sarah King, 25 and about to embark on her doctoral studies, but first to embark upon this floor routine. Slovenia's Sarah King performing with character, with style, and bringing the third rotation of her competition to a close. Gymnast who competed at the Mediterranean Games last year. She made the all-around final. You'd expect somebody who's come through the American collegiate system as a gymnast to perform with a sense of character. Very much a part of women's artistic gymnastics. It's the third time that she's competed as well at the World University Games. You are going to get opportunities if you study as long and as hard as Sarah King has studied. Third university Games and third university that she's about to join when she heads to Oregon State. She's also competed at an event called the Maccabi Games in Israel. That was in 2017. .766. Sarah King's performance with one more to go. So that completes the rotation on floor. We've still got some gymnasts to go on the balance beam, 2 of them to be precise. We've just had a good performance from Bianca Frisak of Austria as well, which I'll update you on in a moment. Lisa Conradi of the University of Pretoria and South Africa. Junior African champion on balance beam a few years ago. Good recovery. Again, holds the loss of stability well coming out of the free walkover. Some very nice moments in that performance from Lisa Conradi of South Africa and the University of Pretoria. It is an unforgiving sport, an unforgiving apparatus. Other moments that were so nicely delivered. Here in Chengdu, 2 gymnasts from South Africa, Lisa Conradi and Tamsin Bessett. Slovenian team with a score of 22.699 on floor.
Come on, Tam, you've got this.
Very good performance from Bianca Frisak of Austria on beam during this rotation. 12.433, same score as Mokosheva but with higher execution. And we just look back briefly at Lisa Conradi. .333 is her score.
Come on, Tam. You've got this.
The last performance of rotation number 3. Tamsin Bessett. take a few steps forward. Otherwise, she's looking steady. Nearly. Difficult sequence. Come out of the aerial into the tuck position. She's a gymnast for whom there have been some problems today, but you can see in a case-by-case basis of everything she does that she's an extremely skilled athlete. She's got a nice sense of artistry to her. Plenty of physical strength as well. Gets amplitude. South Africa's Tamsin Bessett, last performer on balance beam in this rotation. And an extremely principled and impassioned individual when it comes to climate science. Doubtless she will play her part in the future in more ways than one, both on the national team and as a climate scientist. Some good height in the wolf jump. What was that difficult side aerial into the back tuck? Side Somi was good. One adjustment hop forwards as she lands. And the gymnast waiting the instruction to be given to move around for the last time. And I'll give you a little update on the all-round state of play as well once we've got to the end of this rotation. 10.4, Tamsin Bessett. And the gymnast will move around now for the last time. Now we'll have vault and floor in play. Meanwhile, a chance to watch Tisha Volleman of the Netherlands on floor. Performance from Tisha Volleman yielded a score of 12.433. That makes her the leader at the moment in all-around qualification, just ahead of Bianca Frisak. Slovenia, the only team involved in the competition in this first subdivision, with 7 teams to come. Now it will be Slovenia and the second mixed group to go to vault, and the first mixed group will finish their qualification campaign on floor. Both of the gymnasts from Turkey will be competing on the floor exercise in the first half. Irina Olyenova will begin the fourth and final rotation on vault. She's doing 2 vaults, along with Gulnaz Jumabekova and Sarah King and Meta Kuneva. Just the 1 vault for Amanda Edwards and also for Tisha Volleman. Just back to Bianca Frisak, 12.433 on beam. Same score as we saw from Barbara Mukosheva, but a 10th of penalty marks. Her execution was higher, even though they had the same difficulty. From Turkey and Ege University, Elida Shahin, and she will finish her qualification campaign on floor. From Turkey, 21-year-old Elida Shahin, last performance for her. The gymnast who is competing at yet another multi-sport games, having been at the Mediterranean Games in 2018. Had some secure tumbling work. And also some nice moments of choreography as well in this performance. Guitar and a teammate watching on, ready to take to the floor in just a moment or two. Good twisting work, keeping the heels together. To the student from Daugavpils University, Latvia's Irina Olyenova. Good vault, handspring from tuck salto. Secure the first vault from Irina Olyenova. She will be vaulting for a second time. Just to remind you that the top 18 gymnasts will make it through to the all-around final once the 2 per country quota has been applied. And that did mean in the men's competition we've gone down to 21st in the raw results, making 18th in the final. First vault from Irina Olyenova. Now this is her more difficult vault. And she does get there. It's a little height on the landing, but well performed, and she bids farewell to the Chengdu crowd for the moment. Appreciated that, away from Irina Olyenova. Good competition from her. Nice performance on floor particularly. Lada Shaheen 11.666. Slightly jarred landing, a little bent at the midsection. But she springs up quickly to disguise it as best as possible. They do love the crowd, these little moments of interaction with the athletes. Everything that you're seeing here is right in the centre of the arena on a massive four-sided big screen setup. 11.7, the second vault. Tish Volleman. She loses a little form in the air in the full twisting Yurchenko, but it is done. Landing reasonably secure. There'll be some execution deductions for the vault in flight. Just to let you know, before that, that second vault for Irina Olyenova, 3.4 difficulty, was being indicated on the board that she was attempting a 3.8. Dominika Ponizhilova next to go on floor. We've just had 9.266 from Maya Sidomini. 21-year-old Dominika Ponizhilova from the Czech Republic. Some really nice moments of musicality and choreography in that performance from Dominika Ponižilova. It's a striking finish to her qualification competition. 12.7 for Tisha Fullerman. Some execution deductions for the issues, as I mentioned earlier, in flight with the vault, but still a solid score. You look back at the performance on floor from Dominika Ponižilova. A gymnast who won her second consecutive all-around silver medal at the National Championships this year, having been the champion in 2021. Bekova from the Eurosport State University of Physical Culture and Sports. And she has performed the full twisting Yurchenko well. The 18-year-old will do a second vault. She's got better as the competition has gone on, that's clear. Form has been improving as a vaulter. In the vault qualification standings, Dominika Ponižilova the top performer, 12.866 average. We still have two subdivisions to come with a lot of gymnasts in them. That's from Bekova's score. Now to her second vault as she attempts to find a place in the final. Hands in front tucked, slightly over-rotated, but still lands it well. The lower difficulty vault compared to the 4.2 for the full twisting Yurchenko. Dominika Ponižilova, 12.066. Top score so far on floor in this subdivision, Tisha Fullerman. Decent connection on the table. Reasonably tight tuck position, quite symmetrical looking. Not a huge landing adjustment. All going in the right direction. Now Bekova. So we now go to the last three gymnasts on floor, Bianca Frisak, Lisa Conradi and Tamsin Besic. And the last gymnasts on vault as well. Just the two from Slovenia, Sarah King and Meta Kuneva. .266 for the second vault, 12.533 average. That's the third best we've seen so far in vault qualification. the next subdivision, we'll have the two gymnasts from Argentina along with the Spanish team, the German team and the team from the host nation, the People's Republic of China. In our evening subdivision, Chinese Taipei, Japan, Finland and the Republic of Korea.
There are 30 seconds left.
On we go with the second half of the last rotation. You're watching Chengdu 2021, the FISU World University Games. Slovenia's Sarah King will be vaulting twice. Starts with the pike Tsukahara. And performs it quite tidily too. Now we go to floor. This is Bianca Frisak of the University of Innsbruck in Austria. Nice performance that was from Austria's Bianca Frisak, so committed to the musicality. A gymnast whose form has been really good. Sarah King of Slovenia. Just the one vault from her, it turns out. 12.033. Takunova of the University of Ljubljana. Does well to hold on to it, very well. Tsukahara with a full twist. That's the first of those we've actually seen in this competition. If my memory serves me correctly. Good save. Now we will be getting a second vault from Metakunova. Studied at the University of Ljubljana, the oldest and largest in Slovenia, founded in 1919. It's got a beautiful main building in Congress Square, and it is so well regarded for anything that involves medical sciences. And as I mentioned earlier, she is in the medical department studying pharmacy. For the first vault from Meta Guneva. Now vault number 2. Slightly over rotated on the handspring front pike, but well performed nonetheless. Bianca Fruzak 12.266. That has her as the second best in the all-around competition at the moment, behind Tisha Volleman. Lisa Conradi of the University of Pretoria, final performance of this qualification session for her. She's been a medalist at junior continental level on floor. South Africa and the prestigious University of Pretoria, Lisa Conradi. Some very nice moments in that floor routine. Great to see her at these World University Games in Chengdu in the People's Republic of China. We have just one more performance to come in this subdivision. .8, Lisa Conradi brings to a close her competition. Currently 9th in the all-around qualification standings. To Tamsin Bessett of Wits University in South Africa. The final performance of this subdivision, it comes from Tamsin Bessett of South Africa. Watching on her teammate Lisa Conradi. Supported each other nicely during the competition. Such an impressive young scientist, Tamsin Bessett. Etakunova, 12.633 for the second vault, nicely performed, 12.316 average, the fourth best in vault qualification. Slovenia, the first team to compete. Not putting up the full quota of gymnasts on each apparatus, so their score will likely be passed comfortably in the next subdivision. Let's look back at this performance from Tamsin Bessett. Good height, doesn't she, going into the pike position? Little stumble out of it, but she rescued it admirably. Moments of appreciation for their fellow athletes as Tamsin Bessett's score is 11.466. Really good conclusion to her campaign, and indeed it brings to a close the entire subdivision, these two mixed groups along with the Slovenian team. And what a nice idea that is, to get every single one of the gymnasts in for a picture. Naturally it is Barbara Mokosheva with her experience who's orchestrating the whole process. Super sight. Slovenia, the only team so far to register a score, by virtue of being the only team to compete. We've got 7 more full teams to come along with the Argentinians later. That's it for Subdivision 1. We'll be back in just over an hour and a half's time for the second subdivision in Chengdu.
Your devotion is the key to this wonderful position. Please stay on track, keep it up, and prepare for the next level. The warm-up for the first
约时间的抓紧时间啊！下一场的观众都在外面忙了1个小时啊！请大家迅速一点。
Ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, the competition from morning have come to an end. Thanks for your coming. Please follow the guidance and exit in the audio. Thank you.